You want to know what one of the toughest things for me to do is? It is working at a sustainable pace. And I'm going to give you a really great example. So, the video series that you're watching is actually a well-defined backlog of work. And one of the things that I decided to do was to give myself enough of a buffer in all of the videos that I'm recording so that I don't feel like I'm pressured. So what I did is I front loaded a lot of this in late 2025 to give myself months to record 3 of these how-to videos on a given weekend. Now, I could skip probably 6-8 weeks worth of actual recording because I realize that having a sustainable pace in the work that I'm doing requires me to really think about where the initial commitment comes in. Now, in product development teams, we talk about sustainable pace, hopefully more routinely than what we don't. And so I think of sustainable pace as buffer. It's a little bit of wiggle room, a little bit of space by which we can effectively do the work without feeling burned out. And one of the thoughts that came to mind, and I wrote this down actually a little while ago, and in the sticky note, whether you see it in the video or not, the sticky note says product development more like a marathon with lots of sprints. Product development more like a marathon with lots of sprints. And I say that because a product evolves over the course of time, and we need to have a sustainable pace. Now, when we think through the modern ways of building products, we have terminology, we have language around that. We actually talk about sprints in Scrum. A 2-week sprint, a 3-week sprint, a 4-week sprint, a 1-week sprint. Now, 1-week sprints, let me tell you, that is hard to do. And that is a pace that is very hard to sustain. I know I've lived through this with product development teams. Not easy. But this 2-week cadence of we're working, we're reviewing daily, we're actually having a bi-weekly review of the work that's been done to make sure that it's what our stakeholders had envisioned, allows us to course correct. But this sustainable pace, those sprint boundaries in product development actually help us run the marathon better and more effectively. Sustainable pace is really an enabler to help us avoid burnout over the long run. And I've seen how well this works because as humans, we do get tired. Introducing generative artificial intelligence is going to put a different type of strain on a team where we're going to have to probably rethink what sustainable pace looks like because AI doesn't sleep. And more importantly, I think that it is going to move the bottleneck from the development team and the folks who are really doing the deep thinking and the problem solving around this upstream to the business folks who are having the conversations and defining what the work is that we're trying to do with our stakeholders. And then, if we reduce it from 2 weeks to 2 days in a sprint with generative AI, I don't think that is a sustainable pace for the humans. For the AI, of course, they can do this all day long, Not a problem for them. For humans, it will be a problem. Lots of different directions I can go with that whole concept. Suffices to say, deciding on and maintaining a sustainable pace in human work is really critical, especially when it comes to doing the things that we as human beings are best at doing, which is critical thinking, problem solving, thinking creatively around how we solve the problem, all of these things. And I only highlight 3 points because, of course, I could go on and on and on and on and on. And you're not here for that. You're actually here for This is something that I've learned it the hard way, and now you get the benefit of my experience in a short, hopefully easy to digest video. So the life lesson learned in this is find out, and agree on what sustainable pace looks like for you as an individual, as well as you as a member of your team. Life Lessons Learned, brought to you by Tim Unscripted.